All right, welcome back to the plumbing diagrams class. This is lesson 8. If you need a review, I hope you had a great break last week. If you need a review, make sure to go back to chapter lesson 7 and watch that video if you need to. We started doing the bird's eye view to isometric conversion. We looked at the different various angles that you could draw the isometric drawings at. There's 4 different angles. So if you're having a little bit of question about that, if it seems like you need a little bit of refresher, jump back and hit that because I want to pick right up with continuing on. So this was your assignment from last week. You had 2 angles that you showed, isometric angles of each one of these bird's eye drawings. You had the water closet. You could pick any 2 isometric angles to show a individually vented shower. You pick 2 angles to draw that from, and an individually vented a washer location there for the washer dryer area, and pick 2 angles of that. Okay, so we're going to move right on, and what we're looking for now is we're going to pick a couple more fixtures. Okay, now we're going to go today. We're going to do a lavatory and a kitchen sink. Okay, let's start off with the lavatory. There's your lavatory right there. So if we did that, you all have already been over some of the first lessons that you did is looking at this and trying to draw the bird's eye view drawing of that. So I might have shown you the lavatory and said, take the drain out in this direction. And if I did, you would have put a vent over here on the side. Maybe I told you to put a clean out in the back. So you might have drawn the symbol for the clean out. Drew the drain going out in that direction. You armed over the wall, and the reason we stayed over to the one side for the vent is because to stay out of the way of the electrician who's going to put his light fixture directly above the bowl. So we armed over, out, and then the symbol for the P-trap. So as we look at, and you can start to convert this to an isometric drawing, you orient your paper the correct way so you've got vertical lines on your paper. That's going to be very important to you. And then you have the cross section. If you look, and there's all this grid pattern over there at 30-degree angles for the isometric. And we said there's 4 possible angles that you could do this, and we just wrote, say, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when you start to do this conversion, you look and you say, okay, let's look over here and draw one thing at a time. The circle on the bird's eye view drawing represents a vertical line. A vertical line in real life is always going to be up and down. Straight up and down is going to be a vertical line on your isometric paper. So when you see the circle, just come over to your isometric paper and draw a vertical line going on up, okay? So we drew a vertical line. Now, stop it at one of the cross sections, and so we just drew this. We're going to now draw the horizontal drain line, this line right here. And as we draw that horizontal drain line, you get, since it's the first horizontal line you're drawing, you get to pick which angle you're going to draw that at. Do you want to come down towards the number 1, 2, 3, or 4? So let's just say, well, let's go ahead and just do towards the number 1. You trace that line out going that way. You just drew this horizontal line. We show the symbol for the clean out in the back, so don't forget to extend that straight out of the back of that line, and then the clean out line goes straight up and down. There's this for the clean out, okay? Now, this is where it was getting a little bit trickier, as you just had to look as facing this. If you were standing on this line, this is arming over to the right, okay, for the lavatory. So this drain is to the left side of the lavatory, and you've got to arm through the wall to the right. So just remember, I don't know, we gave a couple different ways of picturing it. Maybe like you were a person standing on the end of this looking at the stack, and here's your hands. And we had a person to say, that's your right hand, that's your left hand. So that if you were standing down here, looking at the stack, that would be your right hand. This would be your left hand. So if you went to the right, see our little guy, there's his right hand. The most when you look at these lines, which one looks like it's going towards his right hand? You come up here and you're going to go to the right. Now you just got to know, bird's eye view doesn't show it very well because it doesn't show any type of elevation separation. That's why isometrics are nice, because they show that depth perception. You just have to know this line, which is this line, was under the floor. We turned vertical to come through the floor, and then a little bit above the floor is where it was. So find another cross grid, cross grid, and then go to the right, which should be paralleling this line right here. You went over to the right, then this line, the next line, you're going to 90 degree out. And if you were standing down here, it looks like it's doing what? It looks like it's coming straight back at you. So in order to come straight back at you, something like this, okay, it's coming straight back at you. Look at the line direction you're following. So it's going to come and follow this line coming out. What is that the symbol for? A P-trap on the end? P-traps are straight down, a dip, and straight back up. Now, above the drain connection coming in is now just plain vent, and that represents by a dashed line. Okay? That was one angle of 4 possibilities. Now, for your homework assignment, for this one, I want you to do this lavatory. In this design, I want you to do it from 3 possible angles. This can be one of them, okay? You can choose that one. I want you to do 2 in addition to that, okay? So if you pick that one, you need to do 2 more angles. It could be either 2, 3, or 4, but pick 2 of those, all right? Let's go one step further with this. So that's one assignment. The next assignment is going to be for a kitchen sink. Okay, so if we have a 2-compartment kitchen sink, all right, like this. Okay, so on the bird's eye view, I told you let's do the bird's eye view for the kitchen sink and send the drain out in this direction. But now let's put the vent over here. Drain goes out in this direction. Clean out in the back. You're going to arm over out of the wall, symbol for the P-trap. And then to connect the which is called the continuous waste, you're going to come off of this line over and turn vertical again. Okay? So let's look at this as we convert this to the isometric. Come over, you oriented your paper correctly. So you have lines going vertical. You got the 4 possible angles that you could be drawing this at. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go for angle 1 again. Now, on angle 1, we've got let's start with the vertical, the circle. So we're going to trace the vertical line up, and there it goes. Then you get to pick. Then we get to pick one. I tell you what, I'm going to do angle 4 this time, because if I go angle 1, we're going to start to crowd down into here. Let's walk around to the back side and make it look like we're going to viewing the kitchen area from the back. So let's take this horizontal drain, but send it out towards angle number 4. Okay, so there it goes. We've got the symbol for the clean out in the back, so that's going to continue straight through with the vertical line straight up and down to represent the clean out. Okay, now, so we've drawn the vertical line, the clean out in the back, the horizontal drain line going out like this. Now we need to connect the, we got that T-fitting in the wall, arming over through the wall. Now, so if we were standing here, that's our little guy. Here's his hands. He's looking at it this way. This is his right hand. This is his left hand. He is looking, standing on the pipe, looking at the stack. Which way does this arm off? It goes to the left. So now we've got to come over here, though, and say, here's our little guy. He's standing on the end of the line. Here he is. And he's looking at the stack, viewing it this way. Now, you've got to look at it. We are facing him. So if he's turning around like this, this is his right hand. This is his left hand. Okay? So if this armed over to the left, okay, you need to look and say, well, if this is the left, this is going towards his left, which line up here is going to best represent the left? So you come up here in the wall. My lines aren't too straight, but we'll deal with it. And you say, which one of this cross grid pattern, 1, 2, 3, or 4, most looks like it's going to the left? And of course, angle 1 does. So you're going to follow that angle down like this. Now, then what does it look like? So we just drew this line right here. The next thing is we're going to add in the 90 out of the wall. So what does it do? If it comes out of the wall, it's coming in this direction, which is looking like it's coming straight back at your little man. So if something was going to be coming straight back at you, it's right in line with this, okay? Look at this. We're going to continue on right here, and it's going to come straight back at our guy, straight back at him, okay? So we just drew this line. What do we have on the end of it? The symbol for a P-trap. So P-traps are drawn straight down, U, and straight back up, okay? You just drew this P-trap. Now, we have a horizontal connection that was going to go from the vertical. See how it's tied to the circle? So that means it's connecting to the vertical pipe, comes over and hits another vertical pipe. Now, what is that doing? It's going in the same direction. See this line that we drew this way? Which one was that? It was this, right? Okay. We're going to go connect to here, but we're going to go in the same direction, kind of going this way. So let's look. We see that line, but this one, it's going to connect up here on the vertical part of the P-trap. So we're connecting the vertical part of the P-trap, continuing that down, paralleling this one. Then we have another circle, another vertical turn. There you go. That's the continuous waste. It's catching both bowls. The trap's under one bowl, but it tees off and comes over and catches the vertical for the other bowl. There is one angle. That is one angle of the kitchen sink. Okay? For your homework, I want you to complete 2 more angles of the kitchen sink. Okay? So what you've got, that will have basically all your fixtures that you're doing. You've already done a water closet. You've done the shower or like a shower tub. Those are basically drawn the same. You've done the clothes washer. Now you've done a lavatory sink, and you've done are doing the kitchen sink. So once you have these down, you'll be set up. Okay, and then we're going to start to build, group some of these together, and start plumbing a little bit more. But take your time with these. Go back and like I said, I get into it a little bit deeper in the last video. Go back and watch this video as much as you need to. You are allowed to use this angle 4, as one of your 3, but I need to see 2 more angles of that. So if you've got any questions, reach out to me. Let me know. Since that goes above the vent, that would be a dashed line there. Okay. I've been pleased with your drawings. You've given me great, good looking, clean drawings. Most of you have. I'm going to be making sure everybody's up to speed and everybody's got all the drawings turned in up to this point, so we can continue forward and everybody's right with me. So Okay, take care of this video lesson, and I'll get this posted for you. Have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.